Hey everybody, this is Kyle, aka Vulcan Wolverine. It's October 22nd, 2022. 2022. And I hope y'all are all surviving the Apoca shitstorm. The Apoca shitstorm. I just wanted to say this is just an update video. I'm working on getting like my new computer. 15 minutes is not gonna do it for me ever, because I need at least an hour. I have a lot to talk about these things, but also my situation's really complicated. I've gone through it ad nauseum. I'm moving forward, but it's super super dangerous, and it's like if I'm not going to go into the details of my situation right now, but it is like attempted murder like almost every day, and the body area network that I have, I could get rid of some things in it and be fine, and maybe have a little bit external. But using these big magnets, if I slip off of a spot, and my attackers are trying to trick me with it, so it's hard going. They've done some massive things to my brain, um, which I worry about. I worry about like Alzheimer's later, and my tablet's freezing up as I'm making this video. Let me get to the point in my video. And I'm moving forward. It's horrible. I don't want to say like I'm doing awesome, because I'm just not. Like it's so big. There's so much money on me. And my attackers on the V2K, basically the guy is conveying that they're going to terminate me. They're trying to terminate me because they're worried that they're going to lose me. I'm going to mess up these biometrics, which I'm doing, and I'm moving forward in certain ways. But the power of these things in my body can really mutilate the nerves and stuff like that. So even though I get some of the stuff they're trying to do knocked down, they weren't using total power to these things the entire time they were targeting me. Let me get off of those details. I only have 15 minutes. I wanted to just convey sometimes, like when I'm feeling almost inhuman, and the murders going on, the torture, the aggravation, right, the electronic warfare, the running of my brain with V2K and those things. And I do, like, with the help of defenses, I do kind of get it toned down, but it's still sometimes I feel like, oh my god. And it keeps going on and on every day, every second of the day, right? And sometimes I feel like almost like it. I don't feel like this, but sometimes you subconsciously feel like this is you, like this anger and this death that's happening to you, and that's what your attackers want to do. And I've really been like, I mean, it is near death a lot, and I've been kind of stepping into that next place. And I just heard a voice that was like, because I was thinking of this, and if some of you guys, probably all of us as targeted individuals, know the story of Eliza Lamb. And I was thinking about it, like, and I was thinking about how they murdered her. Like, she was from Canada, and she was trying, and I think it was in the 2000s. I didn't want to look it up, because I'll tell you why I didn't want to look it up. Um, and she ran from her attackers, and they ended up killing her at a hotel. It was like a horrible, horrible thing. They actually have like videos on YouTube where it's like conveyed as some kind of ghost story or some kind of creepy thing, her targeting and her death. And I was thinking about that because I was just in a dark place in my mind with the guy on the V2. The guy on the V2K is like, y'all ready? Let's go ahead and finish this guy. He's like real calm, and he's like talking about just finishing me off because I haven't been able to get any kind of authoritative help, right? My senator sent me something about the National Defense Authorization Act. I know we're gonna get. God, the world's so crazy, guys. I don't know what's gonna happen. But we're going to fight. We're going to fight this, and I believe that things are going to change because these directed energy weapons are just flying everywhere and hurting everybody, and everybody's being mind controlled. So there has to be some kind of change coming soon. But anyway, and excuse me, they've been hurting my brain, so it's like it's hard to say everything I want. But that's why I think I need an hour to kind of sit here and get some things out. But But I was thinking about in the times when I'm like feeling the most murdered, and I feel like this is what my life has like become, and oh, it's viciously. I'm scared of losing out in life, like losing those moments that I want. That's my greatest fear. But my body's been tortured so much, and it's a thin red line. Like if I can get these magnets in the right place, it's heaven. But it's like it's not totally destroying them. And then if my attackers trick me off one for a long amount of time, they can do stuff where it's like I feel really bad, and sometimes and I don't like. I'm like, okay, where was that, right? It's hard to explain, and it's dangerous to explain. My attackers are trying to kill me because I'm walking evidence. They think that I don't know. I mean, they're trying to confuse me on why they're trying to kill me. But anyway, okay, getting off track here. But I'm surviving with God's help. Gives me divine strength. And I was thinking about Eliza Lamb, and it's a scary story. It was like around the 2000s and I thought about her. She wasn't able to get help. She was murdered by her attackers in some hotel in California when she was from Canada. I don't know why she ended up there, but and I was thinking of that morbid thing, like her death and the end of her life, and I heard this voice. I heard this voice, and it wasn't my V2K, it was to my heart, and it was like, remember who I really was, remember who we really were, to remember who you really are. And it was struck at my heart, and it was like Linda died from the targeting, James Munder, so many people. My best friend Todd, he OD'd on heroin, and I'm pretty sure he was targeted because I was targeted from an early age, and he was like my best friend. So people ended up getting targeted because I was targeted. And I'm not sure if my dad was targeted first. I'm getting off track again. But a voice from that was not my V2K, and it was saying, because like I'm like, man, this is, I'm always fighting. This is like, I mean, it's like I've been watching stuff when I'm not like just trying to survive. I'm trying to just find things to keep my mind going. The Crow and Ghost Rider, because I feel like I've died already. I feel like, I mean, I have torture devices in my body, and they're mutilating me like every day. I'm fighting. It's some things are working, but not it's like it's a touch and go situation. Um, but that voice into my heart, and it felt like it was Eliza, and she said, "Remember who I was really. Remember who we were really. We weren't like, because there's these spooky videos on YouTube about Eliza Lamb, and she was a beautiful person who did great in school. She was lovely. She had a lovely life. She was a light to people. Like if you just look at pictures of her, and like everybody had great things to say about her and everything like that." And it helped me to go, because I come back to myself when they're really hurting me. And this is, the mind control has to be the biggest aspect of that. Like if my body was just being tortured for these 20 years of pretty rough torture, 10 years overt torture, but my whole life I've been manipulated and experimented on by biometric devices and targeting. But, and you come back, especially when I'm using magnets in defense, I come back to myself. But when they have you in the throes of that mind control, the remote neural manipulation directed energies like course into your brain through your vestibular system, it's like you lose yourself, and it just helped me to think about who Linda really was, who Todd really was, who Eliza Lamb really was, we need to remember their lives so we can remember who we really are. When you're in that place where you're like, is this my fucking life? Like these murderers, like I have a murderer who like, he is like, he's tired. He's bored. So him being bored is determining that they're trying to push these biometrics as hard as possible to like damage my brain and mutilate the side of my head. It's that serious. I'm fighting. It's very serious sometimes, but it's a thin red line. If I do some things, like I'm surviving and I'm pushing through it, but they're trying to beat me to the punch, right? They're trying to kill me before I can like get some stuff. It's fucking weird, guys. It's so weird. And I'll tell you what, like the other side, I've screamed out for justice. I get strength from God. And there's a chain of creation all the way up, but there's other things. We are just vessels. And so anybody, every target that has been unjustly killed, they're angels up there. They're angels, you know. That it was just their vessel that was killed. They're still there to give us strength and to help us. This was something big. It was something big, and it was like, remember who we really are. Don't remember my death. Don't remember how I died from those Satanists killing me. Remember who I really was, and you'll remember who you really are. And it was so powerful, guys. I only got 15 minutes on this, but it was just, it struck my heart. It gave me strength. I'm given strength by God all the time. It's still it's still impossible, even knowing there's a good God and we have creators who created us that have never left. They still have a communication system attached to us. um, Knowing these things in the name of Jesus Christ, it's still impossible because I got a fucking serial killer like on comms, like on electronic warfare, and every day he's like, y'all ready? Let's get this done. I'm tired. And people can go, oh well, that's just a psyop or whatever. And I my situation is pretty serious because I have like a body area network, so I don't want to scare any target. There are a lot of targets with this stuff, and it's very, very serious. These body area networks were not meant to just mutilate and kill somebody. So my attacker is pushing it as hard as he can, right? And it's every day. I mean, every day I'm living like with a murderer who's like, let's see if we can get him murdered today. It's really hurting my brain. Like, it'll directed energy courses to my brain, but then I'll get it stopped, right? But I'm not totally killing the biometric device. I think I'd still have external, right? But it'd be like 10% of the power without these biometric devices. And I guess I have one in my stomach, but I've been off center. I've been putting it in the center because I have leads everywhere and little kind of nodes where the body area network is. But I put it way, way over to the left, which I had done a while back, and it made me feel so much better. And I just did that today, and that's why I'm making a video. And it was after that voice from like an angel said, remember who we really are, and you'll remember who you really are. It was incredible. And it just kind of brought me back to myself, and I was like, wow, so many people that she's remembered for that horrible end, right? And to remember her as the light that she was, that God made her, it helps me so much to come back to myself, And it was like a gift from an angel, and a gift through God, from God and Jesus Christ through that angel. Those angels that they didn't get justice, guys. They didn't get justice. But we fight for them. We fight for everybody who doesn't get justice, and they will in the end. One way or the other, we will get justice. God will give us justice. So I'm coming up to 15 minutes, but it was so powerful, and I'm gonna try. I'm doing what I can. My situation's weird, right? And I'll just say that. I'll just bottom line it because I always babble so much. My situation's very weird. It's very intense. Everyone's is, I think, because the United States, has the Zionist, communists, globalists controlling it, and then the Masons doing some dirty work and crap like that. So lots of big stuff. It's lots of big stuff, but we've gotta trust in God. This is a Noah thing. There's a Noah situation here where a lot of people, the wheat and the chaff is happening, and the wheat, we're gonna find a way. We're gonna find a way, And if I die, like, I don't want to say if you die, if you guys die, I don't want to even say something, but like, just an example, if I die, my vessel's gone, right? But I'm still going. I'm still going for infinity, and I want to talk some more about that, about interference with the vessel, your hardware. But I'm at 15 minutes, guys. I'll see y'all soon. I love y'all. Just be strong. God bless you.